At least I caught one rock fan here. Okay. Does anybody know what song this is? I'm so happy. Okay. If you listen to a song like Sweet Child of Mine, this pattern, while it sounds very rock-ish to everybody, is actually a Baroque pattern. Okay, Baroque comes from the 1700s, where the same thing about proportions that I was talking about. It maintains the same proportions from phrase to phrase to phrase to phrase. It's actually a Baroque structure. But how beautifully the Baroque structure has been borrowed and something as fantastic as Sweet Child of Mine has been created on top of that. It's like taking a cathedral from Cologne and making it into urban heart. You know, it's the same idea that you could use an existing structure but create something fantastically contemporary with it, is what they have done. But Baroque believed in rhythmic structure. It believed in very, very exact ways of doing things. So you would never be permitted to do. You can never do that in Baroque music, right? Whereas you could do that in when sickeningly sweet music like that, you can always do that. Oh my God, that at 4 years ago, every single 5-star, 3-star, 4-star hotel lobby you were going to, people were only singing this particular thing. So anyway, where there is no structure, right? It's a very sickeningly sweet melody, but there's absolutely no rhythmic proportion. I'm not trying to say it's a bad song. It's a nice song. It's a very cute song, right? I don't want to spoil it for whoever romanced your girlfriend or boyfriend with that song, okay? It's a very cute song, but Sweet Child of Mine, come on, people, okay? There's a big difference. Anyway, oh God, I'm a snob. The idea is that you could use, again, the idea of structure within music, right? Baroque music, we know it in Western classical music. Baroque period is associated with people like Bach. He'll be Bach, okay? And then the classical, which is this composer called Mozart, not if you've heard of him, right? You all know the Titan ad. This is what happens when a song is stuck in your head, right? But the Titan ad, the original composition by Mozart, it's called Symphony Number 25. Okay, it was not composed by whoever makes Titan watches. So music has gone through different. So the difference in Baroque, structure, grammar, discipline was the most important. In classical, it was important, but it was beginning to get a little fluid. With modern music, we have things like Impressionism, right? Impressionism, for those who have studied painting, you'll know that through the use of images, suggestive images, you can actually create by the power of suggestion. So just by saying things like, it was cold and dark, right? I can start making you think of various different things. For those of you who have clean imaginations, you know, you can think in so many different ways, right? This is suggestion, and that can be created through music. So, for example, there's a very famous composer called Debussy, who created this piece called Moonlight. In French, it's Clair de Lune, where he creates the idea of it's in moonlight, a full moon light, full moon night, and there's a pond of water, and if you throw a pebble into it, the kind of ripples that it will create, and therefore the reflections of the moon on that ripple. So he creates it like this. Even if you don't know the music, you can see that there is a difference between what I originally played for that Gothic cathedral inspiration and this, how music has evolved. Now there's no rhythm, there's no structure, but it still sounds very pretty. Right? The idea that a stone can hit water and you can create as a ripple is possible. You can have ripples, you can have waves on the notes. Because a ripple is not going to constantly keep going in the same motion, right? It also subsides.